In this story here, this is about a mailman who has a stroke as he's driving down the freeway. So they send this guy to the dungeon. And when they put him in the dungeon, they're not looking out for his well-being and considering that he could have had a stroke. Instead, they lay him on the ground in the holding cell because he can't get through booking because he's too messed up on drugs. And then he sits there and strokes out on the floor of that dungeon.
A Minnesota police officer specially trained to determine if someone is under the influence of drugs arrests a postal worker having a medical emergency. The case that ends with an innocent man dead. A warning for viewers, this report contains graphic video. AJ Legault has the story as part of his long-running investigative series, Cruel and Unusual.
The Dakota County Jail, November 17th, 2024. Kingsley Bimpong flops around on a cell floor.
It's horrific video to watch.
He's lying in his own urine. Guards walk by and look in as part of their legally mandated well-being checks, but for hours, do nothing. Nothing until it was too late.
He was suffering immensely.
Katie Bennett is a lawyer representing Kingsley's family. She's suing Dakota County, but says the real story starts hours before Kingsley was booked into the jail, unable to even stand on his own, accused of a crime he did not commit.
Which makes it particularly hard to watch him suffering from something that no fault of his own.
The story starts here, at the United States Post Office's Eagan Distribution Center. Kingsley works the night shift. He began complaining of a headache and then just vanished from his job. Records show an Eagan police officer spotted him driving his maroon car the wrong way on Pilot Knob Road, in oncoming traffic, bumping into the center median. He was pulled over.
Maroon Ford Edge registered to a Kingsley Bimpong.
According to the police report, Kingsley was extremely confused, did not know where he lived, and did not know where he worked, even though he was wearing a USPS vest.
Hey, Kingsley.
Yeah?
Where do you live?
I don't know.
Kingsley just kept repeating, "I don't know," and was unable to do standard field sobriety tests.
And things just go downhill from there.
There was no sign or smell of alcohol.
Hey, if you're free, can you come over here, please?
So Officer Martin Jensen, Eagan's Specialized Drug Recognition Evaluator, or DRE, was called.
The old DRE, the Drug Recognition Expert. You know, he went to a class over the weekend and they said, look for this and look for that. Then they did like 3 or 4 weekends in a row and they spent a bunch of money on it. I'm a drug recognition expert. Show me your hands. Put 2 fingers like this. Good. Now, can you go like this? Can you cha-cha? It's so stupid. I'm a drug recognition expert. And take a look at this doofus. He's a drug recognition expert. He's an expert. He knows everything there is about recognizing drug abuse, including if you're having a stroke and dying.
Drug Recognition Evaluator, or DRE, was called to the scene. DRE officers go through advanced training by the Minnesota State Patrol to help identify.
They go through advanced training. They're experts on drug recognition. Don't you know that?
Drivers impaired by drugs and distinguish them from those suffering medical emergencies. They're trained on a 12-step process.
12 steps.
But according to Bennett, that protocol is ignored.
Basically, none of those are done.
The lawsuit alleges Officer Jensen can be heard on body cam saying doing a DRE evaluation would just be a whole bunch of time wasted.
So he just had already determined that Kingsley was on drugs or drunk. He was on drugs or drunk. No reason to see if he's had a stroke. No reason to go through stroke protocols, which you've never been through them. I have when my blood pressure was 220. I went through stroke protocols at the hospital. Floating your hand over, blink an eye, lift your mouth. You got to do all these things for the doctors so they know that you're not having a stroke. Fortunately, I could do it. Say, oh, play, may, lift up your knee, pick up your foot, all the shit you had to do.
And when asked if Kingsley should be taken to the hospital, the DRE officer responded, "For what?" Kingsley was arrested, charged with DWI, and taken by Officer Jensen to Dakota County Jail, where he was so disoriented he was unable to even complete booking. Instead of getting a medical screening, jail video shows he was placed in a cell. Minutes later, he falls, and hour after hour after hour, he rolls on the floor, unable to stand, urinating on himself repeatedly. Guards look in and document inmate and cell okay.
Paperwork says they checked on him and he was okay.
He was clearly not okay.
What was he?
Dying.
More than 3 hours went by until a female guard noted he was foaming at the mouth, having seizure-like activity, and the jail nurse was finally called.
Come on, son. Belly up. Wake up. Wake up.
Acting on the information that he was on drugs, she administers Narcan, with no results.
Come on.
Can you look at me?
Wake up.
As paramedics arrive, you can hear a guard and nurse discuss how Kingsley was ignored, the so-called well-being checks just for show.
He said he's been like that all night. Not to worry about it.
No, that's not okay.
Well, this person is not checking when he's doing rounds. He's just walking by and scanning.
Finally, taken to the hospital, where it was determined he'd been suffering for hours when every minute counted from an untreated stroke. Our investigation finds DRE officers are specifically trained that subjects suffering from a stroke will often have a dazed appearance and be confused, and warned a stroke may mimic drug and alcohol impairment. At the hospital, Kingsley was declared brain dead. The state.
So, I'm not sure if you guys know this or not, but when my blood pressure was crazy and wouldn't come down, I know a lot about strokes because I was about to have one because my blood pressure was so crazy. You get a blood clot, and if they catch it in time, they can thin your blood to thin the clot so it doesn't give you a brain aneurysm and you die. He was declared brain dead. I'm not a doctor, obviously. I'm on YouTube, but it sounds like layman's terms, morons who don't know really anything about what they're talking about when it comes to a stroke. I mean, his brain got clogged up with blood clots or one blood clot or something. They could have thinned his blood if they'd caught it right when he was bumping off the center line of the highway going the wrong way in a UPS vest. The cops are just so ready to arrest you. They're so ready to arrest you for anything at all that a black guy with dreads, man, he's got to be on drugs.
A crime lab may mimic drug and alcohol impairment. At the hospital, Kingsley was declared brain dead.
It's gone.
The state crime lab later confirmed there were in his system no drugs. For KARE 11 Investigates, I'm AJ Legault.
The city of Eagan and Dakota County have not yet filed a legal response to the lawsuit. Eagan's police chief and Officer Jensen, along with the Dakota County Sheriff, declined to comment for this report.
Rest in peace, brother. Rest in peace, man. That was some sick, disgusting shit.